what I think is rare is to be business minded. And when you start to talk to all these different business owners over the phone, you learn that there are people like you. If you're entrepreneurial in spirit,
Yeah.
you're going to find that they're all thinking the same. They all think it's going to work. They all think that, they have the formula to win. And if you, whether you're from sports or you have anything else that's translated in your life where you're winning, you become addicted to it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. In fact, that that's kind of it's like the seed that you need to have for you to be entrepreneurial is that you want to win, and you have a firm belief that your idea is gonna hit, right? And even if it fails, is you pick yourself up and then you go back at it again, right? I think that's like the main gist of it. When you go into business, is you have an idea, you want to implement it, and then you believe that there's a market for it, and I think that's how you start. In any business.
There's employee-minded people and business-minded people. Now, the earth needs all of them
Yeah.
to make it work and make it go around.
Of course.
But you really start to learn that people are like you when when you venture into this type of business, you get to talk big business, you get to talk small business, you get to learn about their habits, how they run their business. I mean, we've heard of all kinds of different stories through the years,
Oh my
from
God, yeah.
HVAC companies to restaurant owners to
Yeah, manufacturing,
medical.
medical, yeah, it's across industries. It's I think the constant is they have the same pains, they have the same needs, they have the same desires and wants. So across industries, being able to connect with each one and make a difference in how you're basically handling their particular project that they're trying to fund at that point.
Right.
So,
What's the main reason why they come to us? What would you say?
I want to say it's because they're just tired of going to your brick and mortar bank institutions and getting turned down for a loan or
They're
for
not lending
financing.
anymore. Banks don't won't give you money.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the truth, and the fact of the matter is that it's very hard to get a loan through the bank.
And they want collateral.
Yeah, and with us, it's different. We actually look at the if the loan makes sense, right? If it's going to create a benefit and they're going to generate more revenue, or if it's going to alleviate a pain point that is preventing them from pushing the business forward, then we have a deal and we can get the approval for that. So I think that's the main reason why they come to us, is because we handle every single point in the transaction from start to finish, getting qualified to going over the what the deal, how the deal works, and getting it funded. Yeah. So.
And having a business, a lot of business owners haven't really tapped into their business credit. They're using their personal credit, from credit cards to lines of credit, through putting up their house for a home equity line, but they're using that money for the business. We're under the belief that businesses should use business credit for business purposes.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, it's just using personal funds. One, you're clogging your personal credit. You're missing out on the tax benefit of using business capital, because you can't write off, personal money that you put on the business. And then, I mean, there's a reason why you create an LLC when you start a business, is to separate personal from business assets.
Yeah, corporate bail.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of having like a second lifeline when you think about your credit and how you're able to access money on a personal level. When you start to tap into your business credit, you can build your business credit to the point where you can start taking more money, getting better costs, getting better terms, longer periods of time for the payback, lower origination fees, down to 0%. I mean, most of our clients, after the second or third round of funding, they're getting 0% fees for life.
Yeah. It's and that's that's also a big factor where it's here at businessfunds.com, we're a little different in the fact that we deal with lenders that actually have good programs that reward the relationship,
Yes.
that they're designed to grow with the relationship. If you have good payment history, track record, uh, business performance, you'll get higher funding amounts, longer terms, zero origination fee after a couple of infusions. So yeah, that's a big part of what we do is matching the business on whatever they need at that point in time with the right lender and the right program as well.
Right. The right product is really important. We have, a few different products. We pretty much specialize in working capital, equipment financing, and lines of credit. We do some other programs as well if it needs to get a little bit more creative. But I'll say the meat and potatoes of our programs is working capital.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because that's based upon future receivables. It's based upon, say, like the last 3 months of bank statements. We're looking at that and looking at what can you handle in a healthy way, a manageable way, a low impact way that's not going to sink you with your cash flow when you're paying it back and give you the opportunity to put that capital to work. Working capital, put that capital to work. So another point that I want to make is we really advise them to take what they need when they need it. Because if they don't have an actual need for the capital, if they're just taking money to have a cushion, then they're going to be getting interest and accruing interest for no reason in their bank account. When with our programs, you can take what you need. Say you're approved for 100 grand, and you only need 20 for the marketing efforts for the next couple months. You could come back to us after a few months and say, you know what, I want to tap into that remaining 80 grand, and we'll put that in your account then, and then you start accruing interest at that point. So we can hold it for you like a bank, and you can come and take it when you need it.
Exactly. There's no sense in paying interest on money that you're not putting to work.
Right.
And yet that's the beauty of it. It's what we call concurrent funding. It's as long as you are advising your client the best way to use each program. That's one of the key aspects is don't take 100,000 just because you got approved for 100,000. Take what you need now, and then when you need the rest, you can come back and take the second infusion.
And what's one of the most important questions that you ask them when they first call in?
Yeah. How much are you looking for? What do you need it for? What are we using the funds for? Exactly.
Right, because then we're going to custom tailor it to their needs. Say they need funding in 2 weeks. Say they need it in a month. Say they need it a little bit at a time. We can even do a line of credit that has no prepayment penalties, and they can pay that thing off whenever they want, stop accruing interest. They can go back in and
then take
more
another
money.
round.
Yeah. And as they pay it down, it becomes available again, like a true line of credit. So lots of options there.
Yeah, definitely.
And being a business owner and being entrepreneurial, having that spirit, these programs really unlock opportunity.
Of course, yeah. It gives them the leverage that any opportunity that comes around, they have the funding to back it up.
Right.
Or knock on wood, any drawback or pitfall, they have a funding line that they can alleviate that for. So the business doesn't miss a beat.
And just like personal credit, they're building their business credit without tapping their personal credit. They can move the personal debts that their business credit card that are attached to their personal credit. They can move that debt to that line of credit because it's a business expense.
Exactly. They use the money to fund the business,
and
right?
What happens to their personal credit when they do that?
Oh, it goes up.
It goes
your
up.
FICO goes
Less
up. Yeah,
leverage
because
on their
you just
personal credit.
offloaded a bunch of from your debt to income ratio.
Right.
So it's
Win-win.
Definitely. That's another thing I always tell my clients. Hey, if you used credit cards in the past or personal loans or a HELOC to fund the business at the time, because that was the only avenue you had of funding, well, you can use, now that we got you approved for X amount of capital, you can use some of that to offload some of the money that you fronted your business. So, yeah, absolutely. That's a big option.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and a lot of my clients, they actually do that. And they're like, oh, wow, my FICO score just went up like 100 points, like in 2 months. Well, yeah, of course, because you offloaded, this big, and now you also can write it off as a business expense.
And as they get higher personal credit, as they build their business credit, what can we do?
Oh, we qualify for better loans.
Right. And
Yeah.
we
So it
have the
just,
best lenders.
yeah.
So, a lot of these brokers, a lot of these lenders out there, they only have certain programs, certain products, and they'll push that. They'll push that onto the client.
Yeah.
Hey, I want you to pay this back in 9 months. I want you to pay this back in 12 months. You qualify for 24 months at a lower rate. Instead of shopping around and dinging your credit back and forth, you can apply with us, no cost, no obligation, see what the offer is. It's full transparent. You're fully educated. Now you know how to utilize your business credit. You know the next step that you want to take 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now. When you renew, you come back, you buy that out, you get a better term, better cost,
Yes.
lower fees or zero fees, and you really put your company in a position where cash flow is not strapped and you're scaling.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can focus on running your business, not funding your business.
Right, because
Yeah.
everybody has 30, 60, 90-day net terms on their invoices, right?
Of course.
And they're not being paid by Peter. And they're like, I can't fill new orders. I can't
Fund
conduct
payroll.
business
Yeah.
because this guy owes me money, and they have a big AR, a big accounts receivable report that's just starting to add, and they don't know what to do. So this is a way that they can build their business credit, unstrap their personal credit. And what's great, it's like a second lifeline. Like, you're not putting up your home, you're not putting up your family, you're not putting up your personal credit for the business.
Exactly.
It's way less risky to use your LLC, build your business credit. And one thing I want to touch on too, when business owners just wait until they absolutely need it because they need it for payroll because they're negative in their account
Yes.
and all this kind of, that's not the time to borrow. Now we can still lend to them, but it's going to be more risk. And what I always tell clients is lending is about risk. More
Yes.
risk, more cost. So we want to get you into the program, at least with a starter type of loan, in order to start building your business credit. So when you do need it, and you do need to take that $400,000 out with no collateral,
It's easier to qualify
do
and get
it.
it. Yes. And you're not racing across, to get to the finish line stressed. And when you're stressed, you don't make
Yeah.
the best decisions, right? So, So apply when you don't need it. So when you do need it, it's already there.
Yeah, you want to build that
Yes.
business credit. Some of these business owners are like, I don't want to take credit out. Everybody borrows money. It's not if, it's
It's
when.
when.
And if you're not borrowing, then you're probably plateauing because not every company is just scaling with just sales where they're like, hey, I don't need to borrow in order to scale.
Yes.
And
That's
that's what we
absolutely
preach.
right. Yeah. It's what I love about this industry is you get to see that all day, every day when your clients are, especially when your clients come back and say, hey, Gabe, thanks. You really helped me establish, the business credit, get a lifeline, and have the leverage to tackle on any opportunity that comes along. But not only that, it's when they start referring their, other business clients, other friends that they have their own businesses. In fact, this may be a good pivot for our referral program.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and mention some of that?
Yeah, a lot of these companies, they're reaching out to clients by spamming them. They're faxing them. They're leaving voicemails, robot, AI.
And we all love,
Appointment setters.
we all love telemarketing, right?
One of our biggest lead generation is through the referral program. And we're finding that we are bridging that trust gap between CPAs and their clients. They're turning their trust into dollars. Contractors that know other contractors, and they're saying, hey, I want to start on this project. I want to bid on this project, and I don't need to be paid or have the customer pay for materials and labor up front. So I win the bid, and I keep those
can float the
relationships
job,
going.
yeah.
I can float the job. So, that trust gap is bridged by the referral advocate. The referral advocate's getting paid. We're doing the 2 points on the first deal. So say they're borrowing, their referral is borrowing $100,000. They're getting paid $2,000 out
Just
on
for
that
referring them,
45 days after it funds. We're making sure that it's sticking, and we're paying that out. And you're able to track it in the portal. You're able to see where your deal is at, and you can even collect your commissions there too. So really, we're generating leads through referral advocates, and we're really finding that we don't have to we don't have to prove who we are. We're delivering with results.
Exactly. Yeah,
with
and
those
they
people.
know that they're referring them
And
to
we're
a
not
trustworthy.
starting the relationship off out a bad seed with sending you a bunch of spam emails and this
Yeah,
and that.
no,
I mean,
it's
that's not
it's
how we do. We have a personal finance
yeah.
consultants, funding specialists that work with you. And I mean, tell me about some of your clients. I mean, I know that you have some clients that have come back to you
Yeah.
over like a decade, over and over. And
Yeah, in fact, I mean, I have clients who have been with me for over 10 years now,
tell me
and
about a seafood client.
oh yeah, yeah, they're a shrimping company, and they're in the Midwest, and they had a big issue with their cash flow. It was running very thin, and this is way back when we first when I did the first deal for them, and their main issue was that they have some seasonality to their business. They do like 8 million a year gross, but 60 to 70% of that 8 million comes from September through February.
Super seasonal.
Yeah, and then March through August, they're just running on the reserves. So I was able to find them a lender who was willing to take the risk and give them a loan so they can pay all their operating expenses without worrying about their cash flow running thin while they were in production. So while they're, farming and growing the shrimp and in production, they wouldn't have to be worried about making payroll, paying their employees, paying their vendors.
And they're like 100 years in business, right?
Yeah, it's a family-owned business. They've been around for I think 120 years, like three generations. And it's funny that you mentioned that because when I first started working with them, it was mom and dad who were my clients, and now the son is actually the in charge of the whole business. So I went from dealing with the mom and dad, and now I'm working with the son. So it's like you feel part of the family at that point.
Yeah.
They see me as like cousin Gabe, who.
And they can trust you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of
And you're
course.
delivering the right product, the best product. I mean, we have the best lenders across the country. We keep that high volume that it's required to keep those lenders on board.
Yeah.
So,
You know
they're
what?
getting the best products that are available to them.
What's something that I found throughout the years is under promising and over delivering, not the other way around. That's the best way. And just being transparent, it's gonna give you longevity
Yeah.
in whatever industry you're in, whatever.
Being honest.
Yeah, yeah.
I know it's hard to
oh my
believe.
God, yeah. I mean, because I hear some stories about these other chops and they bait and switch and they promise one thing and then
How do you even do that with the contract?
well, how do you stay in business?
Okay,
You
yeah,
know,
that's a better question.
yeah, you won't. I mean, eventually you'll just have to like do something else because you're
Right.
gonna burn so many people that nobody trusts you. So. But yeah, it's one of the things. And that's what I mean. God, I've been with businessfunds.com for what?
2017?
2017.
2016, 2017?
No, 2017. So yeah, man, we're
It's been a nice ride.
it's oh my God, yeah.
I really
it's,
enjoy working with you, Gabe.
Yeah, it's it just goes to show that when you do what you love and your integrity plate is really shiny, you're not going to be jumping around from one company to the other as well. And when you
And
find
who
the
wants to do
company
that? Who has the time to do
yeah,
that?
no, but then it's like when you work for a company that has those same values, it's just it's just I lost my train of thought, but what I was trying to say is it's a match made in heaven. It's you get
That makes sense.
I'm just gonna go off, get sidetracked a little bit, but
Please do, we
this
have
is
time.
this is just my personal experience of working for you and businessfunds.com. It's being valued and being trusted that you're going to make the right choices, even if you fall down a couple of times, but then falling down is part of learning, so,
And business owners understand that.
oh yeah,
Because that's what it's all about. You can't be successful without never quitting.
yeah, yeah,
That's what it's all about.
It
And
is.
using your business credit is like having another lifeline. I mean, you can reinvent yourself over and over and over again.
Yeah, and it's what you learn from stumbling and falling down and getting back up again.
That's just part of life.
Yeah, yeah, and but just realizing that that there's no peaks without valleys.
Speaking of stumbling, our industry is saturated. I'm sure
Oh,
everybody, watching, if you're a business owner, you have maybe talked to somebody over the phone that is offering you money, VC to a working capital rep, whatever it is. When these business owners fall in line with the wrong company, with the wrong lender, with the wrong broker, they can end up with one position that's expensive, maybe two positions on their bank statements or more, heaven forbid. We can come in and fix that. That's what I also like. It's not just people learning how to use working capital or leverage their business credit. It's business owners understanding that we can fix the problem that you're in too. Say you have 1-2 positions
Yeah,
at
I've had clients that had 4.
200, 300 grand. We can come in with a consolidation loan, buy out that 300 grand, give you extra capital, stretch it out over a longer period of time, 24, 36 months.
Yeah.
No prepayment penalties, maybe if it's a line of credit, something like that, lower fees. So now they have a smaller payment, lower costs, and more money.
Healthier cash flow,
and they
yeah.
start to scale again. So it's not just first timers, it's business owners that are maybe in the game for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and that's another thing too, is sometimes bad advice. They have 3-4 stacks, and they're pretty much operating for the payments on the loans at that point.
Yeah.
So it's not a good spot to be in.
Right.
So being able to come up with a solution where, hey, listen, we can consolidate 2, 3, or even all of them, and even give you some extra cash so you can have a healthier cash flow, more manageable payments, and still make a profit.
Right.
So
back to the referral program, when you're a CPA and you see that your client has taken money because they needed to pay their taxes last year, or they wanted to do a new marketing campaign, or they had some projects that they had to float because they had a huge accounts receivable report and nobody was paying them on time. They take that money and the CPA goes, man, I am the holder, I'm the keeper of your books, and this doesn't look very good. You can refer them to businessfunds.com.
Exactly.
Get paid by turning your trust into dollars. That's what we like to say, right?
Yes.
Turn your trust into dollars, put them in a better position. This is win-win-win all around.
Exactly. It's, hey, call businessfunds.com. They'll be able to probably alleviate some of your pain points here. The CPA knows, right?
Yeah.
Because they see everything. So, they may be able to help you. And
they're some of our best referral advocates.
they are.
Yes.
They are. Because when a client comes in through their CPA, a lot of the getting to, the client getting to know you, like you, and trust you, it's already there, the trust factor. So it's easier to work with that client, especially when you have, sometimes it could be a little challenging to be able to come up with a solution, but 8 out of 9.
That's what we're best at.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude,
we have a marketplace of
I was going to
lenders.
say 8 out of 10. We find a solution for them, and if we don't, we can at least advise them. If you make this move, or this change in 2 months, we can do
Usually
this for
it's
you.
just time.
Yeah.
Hey, in 6 weeks, we're going to be able to do a deal here. So
Exactly.
it's not just giving them a loan, it's advising them how to scale their business, how to put themselves in a better situation.
Yes,
I love
absolutely. Yeah. So,
That's
so in
super
a nutshell, that's what I like about working in the working capital realm is
Me too.
yeah, just making a difference in each client, one client at a time. So
Because business owners are like us.
yes,
That's what you find out.
they are. Yeah, we're
People are good.
yeah.